Welcome back to another edition of Quadrant 2 Project Management. I'm Kurt Bell, your Q2 Project Manager for today, and we're back for another session on the tools for the SharePoint Project Management methodology and toolkit that we use. Remember, there are two series for this training. The first series is this one for tools, and the second one is for processes. The tools is on Tuesdays, processes on Thursdays. So feel free to join in on either. It's always the same time, 12 o'clock at RCIT in the 4th floor Synergy Room. You can find us online at our homepage, and you can find all the information about joining and even registering with Core Learning. And with that, let's get started. We're going to try to wrap this up at the bottom of the hour. In our last lesson, unfortunately, we didn't record it, so if you'll find a gap, but we'll get around to it when we come up full circle. In our last lesson, we talked about the test page, which is a very complicated and elaborate page. Today, we're going to talk about probably the most simple tool in the toolkit, which is the team page. I think we'll be able to get through it pretty quick. So with that, let's go to the screen. And hello, everybody. Yeah, I see some of you brought your lunch. Great, that's looking awfully good over there. Are those jalapeno chips?
Onion.
Oh, onion. All right. Good. All right. So you can see that here we have all of the lessons that we've so far had. We're up to 7 lessons actually recorded and online. Testing is going to be skipped. Now we're getting into the team. Let me make that a little bigger so it's a little easier to see. And with the team, the goal of this page is to identify and categorizing project team members, keeping track of everybody that is involved. Let's go ahead and well, I forgot to, there we go. Let's go over to our page. This is our Oingo Boingo World Tour 2020. So make that a little bit larger again. And just for those that are new to this whole methodology, our projects using this methodology are run out of SharePoint Online as our platform. Every project gets its own SharePoint site. It comes preloaded with all of the tools. These are lists and libraries that you would need to run the project. And there's a 10-step methodology that we use. So with now we're going to go to the toolkit and have a look. Way down here, past home, status, notebook, documents. We've covered all of these. ServiceNow, milestones, reports, testing, running out of breath, pages, and now we're at team. Let's go ahead and click on that. Now, I mentioned in previous lessons that SharePoint is all about two things, lists and libraries. At first glance, what do you think this is? Is this a list or a library?
List.
Yes, this is indeed a list, right? The distinguishing characteristic, of course, is that a library actually stores objects like documents, Word documents, Excel spreadsheets, whatever the case may be. This does not store any documents, although you can link items to the list objects that you create. So, project team. So, what do you think, Ikram, what do you think we're going to be putting in here?
Users?
Yeah, the team members, right?
Mm-hmm.
That's right. And do you think we're going to maybe categorize these people? You know, what do you think? What kind of groupings would you perhaps come up with? What do you think, Carol? What do teams kind of
We're
group?
thinking Oingo Boingo.
This is our Oingo Boingo World Tour.
Okay, who's the people involved, obviously.
Yeah. So Jeff's chomping at the bit. What groups do you think would be involved?
Member names?
Yeah, the band members. That's one group, and that's actually the right word for it. Group, right? So, because the list will by default sort the members into their respective groups, and then further sort them from there. So that's a big group right there. We'll want to identify our band members. What other groups might there be? Managers, right? And there could be road crew, yeah. Technical crew, yeah, all kinds of stuff. Truck drivers, right? Some of these we may have to ask ourselves: are they worthy of their own group, or maybe are they just a category of members within a particular group? For example, with our operations here at RCIT, working with other county agencies, there's 2 main groups that we use, which is us and them, right? Us being RCIT team, them being DPSS, DCHS, waste management, whatever the case may be, right? So that's the two main groups that we'll work with. We're going to have to customize this to meet our particular needs. So we'll have to do a little behind the work scene, what the operation I like to call lifting the hood and looking inside and making some configuration change. So let's get busy and have a look at this. You'll see that right off the bat, it says project team, full name, first, last, company, RCIT bureau. Those of you who aren't familiar with RCIT, we have several bureaus here, and we just rank those or apply that. Job title, responsibility, business phone, mobile phone, email, percent allocation. What do you think that is? Anybody take a stab at that? Put your PM hat on.
It has to do with how much time that particular person is spending on this project. Are they 100% on the project, or they have other things that they're doing?
Exactly. Maybe we've got a graphic designer that's involved in the project, and she's only available for 25% of her time, right? We have to think about that when we're planning her work, right? That's exactly right. Now there are more columns. These are all called columns, of course. There are more columns in this list that are not showing. So you can create columns and then select only a subset to actually appear in the list. You can also add new columns, as you can see over here, explicitly here, or you can open the hood, as I like to say, and dig in and really add some columns. But these should serve our purposes. So right off the bat, I think it's useful let's create the band. Let's add the band in, shall we? And I'm going to need the help of those of you that are that remember Oingo Boingo. We're going to click on. I just clicked on the new button. Here they are, new item. And by the way, are they still playing? Are they still banging?
No.
Yeah.
Danny Elfman has done a bunch of stuff for movies, but I don't think the band's together anymore.
Oh, okay, all right. So did you see when I clicked on new, it brought up this little thing down the side here? So let's start typing some information. The last name is, you said we're going to start with Mr. Elfman. Elfman, right?
Yeah, it's an Elf, yeah.
And first name?
Danny.
Danny, okay. And then put in his full name, Danny Elfman. Okay, and we don't know his email address. Let's imagine it's D.E. Elfman at Oingo. Let's give them an email address for the world tour. How about that? They have their own. This it says Oingo Boingo World Tour 2000 and 2020. How's that? .org. Am I going to remember that? It's easy enough. Okay, and a company. Well, I guess they're Oingo Boingo, right? Oingo Boingo. What's his title? Lead singer. Lead singer. And his business phone 999-999-9999.
It's an actual group. I thought that's fictional name you picked.
No, I'm not
From the 80s.
I'm not that creative. And the home phone number is 888-888-8888. Okay, mobile phone is, guess what? 777-777-7777. Okay, address 123 Rock and Roll Lane, Rock City, USA 92121. No. What is it? What is that from Van Halen? 5150. Right, gotta have a good rock and roll zip code. No Van Halen fans in here? I'm getting blanks. There's nothing. I'm getting nothing. Yeah, no, Jeff, no.
I am, yeah.
Oh,
I
okay.
remember that part though.
Oh, okay. It's one of their albums. Okay, very good. City. Okay, we've got that. There's the address. The city. Well, that really is what city might they be based in, for example. And I guess they're in Los Angeles.
Yeah.
Los Angeles is where the business is based out of. California. 92618. Let's put them down in Irvine. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
Rocking the
that's where
Irvine?
it's
Yep. We're rocking the 92618, right? Fellow Irvine resident, yes. USA, and the web page, HTTP. We're going to fill out all of this. We won't do this with everybody. Okay, this is just a sample. Do they have a web page? Oingoboingo.com. Let's use that. And home page. Now, this is important. What you put here, that's what will actually appear in the list. If you don't put that there, then the actual URL will appear. If it's a really long, nasty URL, that'll really mess up the look. So I like to put something there that just is. And then in notes, Okay, let me, this behaves exactly like, I'm sorry, no, that's comments. So notes, any notes? Is he also the lead singer? Is he also the leader of the band?
Yeah.
Okay, leader of the pack with quotation marks. Oh, come on. Everybody knows that one, right?
Yeah.
Yeah? Okay, sing it with me. Ready? One, no.
He's the leader of the pack.
Thank you. So here's a role. Now I've got all kinds of roles in here. I don't think this is going to fit Mr. Elfman. Any of these? Is he a network administrator? I don't think.
Right, so these are built-in roles that you have.
Yeah, these are built-in roles that we typically will encounter in our job capacity. I think we might be able to leverage sponsor,
Yeah.
right? Okay.
Can
And
type anything which is not in the list.
no, you can't. You can only choose unassigned. But if you want to, and we will in just a minute, we'll go add a new item. That's important to this, okay? So we'll leave him as the sponsor. You know what? Maybe we'll change that to band member. Let's do that. So let's make it unassigned for now. And the organization, none of these are going to work. RCIT, agency, third party. We could do third party, but maybe we'll make that the band. Or how about, let's see that at third party for now. RCIT Bureau, that's NA. But if you were wondered, it would be TSB, EAB, BRM, Help Desk, Field Service, Network, Executive, NA at this time. Or simply unassigned. Let's leave it at that. Well, actually, that's NA. Let's leave it at NA. Responsibility. What is Mr. Elfman's responsibility in a sentence?
He's the leader of the band.
The leader of the band and project sponsor, right? He's the lead sponsor. What do I like to say in all my meetings? He's the guy that's going to do the what?
Write the checks.
Write the checks and make the decisions, right? The buck stops there, right? Group, unassigned, a stakeholder, RCIT agency, partner. We can customize this as well. Percent allocation. Well, maybe he's only available 5% of the time, right? It's a rough life, that rock and roll, right? I don't know. Attachments, if we had any attachments to add, put them in here. I'm going to click on save. That'll create Mr. Elfman's
I think
object.
we need to remove the percent sign or something.
Oh, thank you for catching that. Yes. You notice that the error message came up and Chrome caught that. There we go. Now his group is unassigned and his role is unassigned. I think we need to change that group to be, what do you think? The band? And then the band and then the us, right? Those are the two main categories. So, does anybody remember how to open the hood here?
Go to the tool or the gear.
Yep, go to the gear. First, before we go anywhere, take note of what is it we're going to change. We're going to change group.
Right, so you need to select that first.
No, you don't need to select it. Just remember it.
Okay.
Because I've had this happen. Oh, I'll change that thing, and I get it open the hood, and I go, I forgot what I was going to change.
Okay.
Group. So then, what of these things do you think is going to let me get inside?
List settings.
Yes.
List settings.
Yes, list settings is the one. Now I've opened the hood behind this list, and if I scroll down, is that big enough to say, Ikram? Can you see okay?
Yeah,
Okay. Let me make that just a little bit bigger. I saw you squinting.
yeah, that's better.
Okay, good. Now down here, here's all kinds of stuff. These are all kinds of settings on the list, but a little further down here, columns. Remember that term when you're dealing with SharePoint. It's all about columns. And what is the one that we're going to look at for? Group, right. Remember I said you get in there and you, oh, what was I here to change? Because you've got all these things. And so it tells you what is the column and what type of column is it. Single line of text, date and time. Let's find group. There it is right there. And it doesn't look like it, but you can click on these. Once you hover over it, it's obvious. It becomes obvious. You can also create columns from down here. Click on group. This is so easy. There's the group. You can see that it's a choice. Here are the choices. Now, all we have to do is come down here and type in band. There's our new group. And click on OK. And get ready for disappointment. Are you ready for
Change
disappointment?
the role as well?
No, we'll get to that next.
Okay.
Ikram, are you ready to be disappointed? You don't, you look like you're ready, you're smiling. Okay, here we go.
Don't you have to save it first? You
No, I
just-
say, I saved it. Ta-da! I'm
Hit
disappointed.
We need
refresh.
to,
Okay, hit refresh. We're still gonna be disappointed.
yeah, because we haven't selected that one.
Thank you. Woohoo! Fast man. Fast on his feet.
So-
Right.
So once you select where it says group, then you can, then it'll drop down. will appear.
No. Ikram, can you guide us?
We need to edit that item.
Exactly. We need to edit this item. So just click on it and then come up here and click on this. That's one way to do it, or to actually just click on edit.
Yeah.
That's the best way. That really opens the whole thing. And then Ikram, guide me. What am I looking for?
Okay, so we need to find group.
Group. See how all that stuff's in there and we put it? Oh, look at that. It didn't like those spaces. Curious. We'll have to fix that. Did I pass it? Oh, there.
There it is.
Well, what do I do now?
Just use the drop down to select band.
Band. That's right. So now save. Get rid of this. And then refresh. And now it's banned. So Jeff, why was it not showing up immediately? We changed, we added, we assigned Mr. Elfman to one of the groups that we had available to us, and then we realized that wasn't a good group. So we created a new group, but it wasn't showing up. Why wasn't it showing up?
Because it was still, under Danny, it was still listed under group.
That's right. We had to go in and actually change his as well. So that's better. Now we have to ask ourselves, role unassigned. Clearly unassigned looks like we're incomplete, right? What is Mr. Elfman's role in the band?
Leader.
He's the leader. He's also the sponsor. I wonder if we can change that and have that look better. Let's go ahead and select him, edit, and again we're looking for role. Did we just pass it? There it is. Unassigned, and their sponsor, and refresh.
Can you have multiple selection for role?
No, you can only add one. There we go. So now we've identified, oh goodness gracious, phone's ringing. Oh, it's Shelley Garcia, hold on, it's Mr. Smith's secretary. IT, this is Kurt. Yes, hi Shelley. Yes, I'm indeed planning to be there.
Okay, great. Just want to make sure. And then, could you remind me, who is it that will be participating?
That has yet to be discovered, so we'll need, that's one of the things RCIT will need to decide upon.
Gotcha. I just want to make sure if there was a meeting that they could get over once
Oh,
our announced
I think the plan is to float a position and then fill that position and then float a new one at RCIT. So I'm still some ways off from the transition. Thank you so much. Take care. Bye-bye. Always answer the phone when it's the CTO secretary calling. So yeah, it's just confirming I'm going to be at my meeting at 2 o'clock. So anyway, wow, sorry for that commercial break. And now we're back. When the real world calls, it comes a knocking, right? Okay, good. So I think I'm happy with that. Band and sponsors. That's good. Let's add, we've got 2 other members of the band. We got 10 minutes left. Let's add the other 2 members, shall we?
So we got Richard Elfman, that's Danny's brother.
No kidding.
Yep.
Elfman, Richard. Okay, Richard. I'm not going to fill out all the information this time.
All right, Elfman.
Elfman. Okay, let's not worry about any of this. What's Mr. Richard Elfman's role? Let's see.
I'm not sure.
Should we call him? What should he be? What's his role? Should he be another sponsor?
Yes. I think these guys were like the...
Even though there's the leader, they're all sponsors, right? And the organization is third party. And then RCIT Bureau, unassigned, that's going to be NA. And responsibility, what's Mr. Richard Elfman's responsibility in the band? What does he do? What does he play?
I'm looking now on the Wikipedia page.
Plays something.
He's like the, co-leader.
Okay, and plays something and co-leads the band. Okay, and we actually won't create the third one. We'll actually create someone else from the group. We're just going to run out of time. And our group is what? Band. There we go. His allocation is also 5%. Save. And refresh. And there we go. Now we have all of that. Now, if you don't like the way that this is wrapping, see how this details of the responsibility stuff over here? If you don't like that, you can clean this up. The way to do that is to simply go over here to All Contacts, go to Edit Current View. And before we do that, that column is Responsibility column. We want to get rid of that. Not delete it, we just don't want it to appear. So go over to All Contacts, Edit Current View, and say Responsibility is right here. Let's take that checkbox off. In fact, let's leave that there. Yeah, that's good. And there's a Save button at the top and the bottom. Okay? And this will look a little cleaner. There we go, a little better, but it's missing all the information, right? All right, let's add one more person, and that is going to be, let us add for this, because this goes on the internet, I don't want to incriminate anybody else with your name out there. I'm going to add myself, okay? Okay. Bell. I get enough spam mail anyway. Okay, Kurt Bell, and their address is whatever. Okay, company is RCIT, job title, business systems analyst, business phone, whatever it is, city is Riverside, notes, role, what am I? I am, there should be a PM in here somewhere. There it is, project manager. It's plural because it's going to create a category. We might have more than one, right? The role. Organization is RCIT. The bureau is the, let's see, that's going to be field services for sure, right? Yeah, they can do everything, including rock and roll. Right? That should be their slogan. Project manager, bang. Group is going to be RCIT. Percent allocation is 20% of my time on this project. Save, and now it should, there we go. We have a nice segregation right there. Let's make that a little smaller. There we go. So now we're starting to see how it all breaks down. We have our RCIT group, the sponsors group, and then all their pertinent details are there. That's pretty much all there is to it.
When you create a new user or you edit the existing item, you have to come out and click on refresh.
Yes.
That's because of that pop-up. You're modifying in the pop-up and not actually it's reloading the page automatically.
It's not automatically reloading the page. I believe it is indeed because of the pop-up. The pop-up sends the info back and then doesn't bring it out.
Is there a way we can do that?
Spoken like a developer. Yeah. Perhaps. That would be nice, wouldn't it? One less step.
You have to come out and click on refresh every time.
Yeah. It would be nice. Now, there is the ability to export this information to Excel. Let's just try that real quick. Click on that item there. We have just a few minutes left. We're going to go ahead and open that document. And let's see. So it's a nice way to, if you want to just grab all the members of the list and enable that. And it shouldn't be too much information, but, well, that's really small. Goodness. But that's great. I mean, that's really handy. Let's say you have somebody that's not a part of the project and they want to know everybody on the team. Just export this out, fire it off to them on an email, and there you go. And it's pretty nicely formatted. I like the look. The only other thing to talk about with regard to Teams is just to make sure that you understand that it is quite malleable. You can change the way this is all broken down here. The way you do that is go to edit my view, edit the current view, and then you saw how we were able to modify which items are being shown. Let's really parse that down. Let's take out percentage allocation, take out email address, mobile address, business phone, and just that. Let's just leave it at that. Save that. That's going to be a nice clean view, much better. And if I want to, I can also change the way that it's grouped. Go back to Edit Current View, scroll down to the very bottom, and here's where you can begin sorting. You can sort by whatever field you want, whatever column you want. Here we're sorting by first name. We could change it to last name or full name. We could filter.
Can you change the size, or the font which it was appearing?
Not explicitly through here. You might be able to do that deeper within.
Okay.
The one that I find most useful, let me make this a little bit bigger. In all of my SharePoint operations, this one right here, Group By. This is the one that's going to really cause it to get those nice sortings that you have. So I have it currently set to Group By Group, and to show it in reverse descending order. And then subsequently to show by Group By Role in order. And then I have it set to expand. Let's change that to collapsed. You might like this view. Some people like it. I particularly do not. There you go. Now the groups are collapsed. And if I can say, oh, who are the people in the band? Click on that, and that opens it up. I have 2 sponsors. The reason I don't like it is that with big projects, I'm clicking and clicking and clicking, back, click, click, click. But some people find that a little more friendly. Well, that's about it. We're down. We have about 1 minute left. Like I said, this is a very simple list. Ekram?
So if I have these users which you have entered, the project team, these are specific to that project.
Yes.
If I have another project and I want to reuse those users, or do I need to create them again?
You'll need to create them again. I believe there would be a way to export it and then import it back in. Remember how we took it out of a spreadsheet? I have not explored that capability.
Okay.
But I believe that is possible.
Okay. Because these are, I think, list items. That's the reason we need to recreate them. Because I was thinking maybe if there's a global section, maybe you can define the users or the project members or team members and reuse them in other projects.
There might be. I know that for sure within the user database for the overall system that exists.
Right.
But I don't know how to pull those out and put them into a list.
Okay. Just a thought. Yeah.
One last thing.
Thanks.
No problem. One last thing. Do you see when I click on new, and then we'll be finished? If you create a new column in here, let's say you create a middle name. Okay. Let's do this real quick, because you'll see this. Because this is actually helpful. I beat my head for a week before I figured this out. It's really dirt simple. So let's go into list settings, and we're going to create a new column. Go all the way down here, create column, and if it exists you can pull it out from existing columns, but I'm just going to create a new middle name. It's going to be a single line of text, description, person's middle name. Okay. Requires information, no. Enforce unique values, no. Add to default, no. I don't want to do that. Click on this. I've just created it. Now when I go to my team and I add a new user, I should be able to add their middle name in as well. But it's not going to be as nice as I want it to be. Okay, last name, first name, full name, where's the middle name? Scroll, 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 scroll. There it is right there, right? That's clunky, right? I hated that.
You can move the column, right?
Yes.
You're moving that too.
And the way you do that is, again, open the hood, list settings. Not all lists have this feature. I don't know what the mystery is, why some do and some don't. But if you scroll down here, column ordering is your friend. Click on that, and we want between first and second, we want to take middle name, which is down here, and make that not 23, but 3, or 2. 2. And automatically, you see it change the numbers for everything. It's smart that way. And I don't have to refresh this time because it's the actual page we were on itself. Team, let's go ahead and click on new. It's so simple, but it took me so long to figure that out. And there we go. last name, middle name, first name. You can change the ordering. Maybe you want first name, middle name, last name, or whatever. All right, everybody. Well, that's it. We went a few minutes over. Do you have any questions? I hope you find this particular list useful and helpful. I know it's a simple one, but it's good to keep track of who your team members are. Actually, there have been lots of times it saved me a lot of time when a new sponsor comes into the project and they say, who all is involved? And I just send them a link or pull out the Excel spreadsheet and send it to them. They're very happy. People love getting that spreadsheet because they think that you spent an hour and a half detailing it all out, and they didn't know it just took you 15 seconds, right? Okay. All right. Well, unless there's anything else, we're going to break. And for all of you out there, thank you for joining us for another edition of Q2 PM. Sorry you had to see that little bit of real life popping in, but hey, real life has that habit of doing that. Until next time, I wish you all the best on your project. And what are we saying these days, Juan and Jeff? It's making meetings hot chocolate.
Making
What?
every meeting matter.
Making hot chocolate in meetings? No,
That's it.
make every meeting.
Every meeting is good as hot chocolate.
Making every meeting as good as hot chocolate and mattering as much as it should. Thank you very much, and we'll see you next time. Take care.